brother was saying. So I don't want to be speaking for 30 to 45 minutes just to know that you guys did not hear anything. So do you hear me? If you raise your hand if you can hear me well. حاجة ولا قد قلي حاجة. صم بكم عمي هالك. They can't hear. Can you all hear from that side? So I guess they're having a. Today, inshallah, for the short time that we have together, I usually don't talk more than 30 minutes. And inshallah, it would be quick to the point. I want to address an issue that is imperative for us to understand. This issue is the issue of confusion among the Muslim youth. And this confusion did not come out of empty void. It did not come from a void. This confusion was intentionally and purposely designed. And the reason that it was designed is because the direction that the world is going right now is a direction that is away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. People have no intention, and I'm talking about the people who are the shakers and the movers. I am not talking about the innocent Africans who are sitting on their continent trying to struggle for the daily earnings. I'm talking about the people who runs heavy corporations behind the scenes. These people, one of the best ways to control the masses is to put the seed of confusion in the hearts of the young people. Why? Because young people, in reality, beside the ones who's hiding behind the scenes, they are the shakers and the movers. See what happened in Bangladesh? In a very short time, they were able to overthrow the government, young people. Look what happened in the United States of America. The young people came from the universities and from college, and they said enough is enough with what is happening in Gaza. So they made a change. So what these people want is, they want to make sure that you as a young people are controlled. And if you have a direction, if you have a qibla, if you have an entity that you relate to as such Allah or God or any religion, in that situation they cannot control you. They cannot control the youth. The question is, why are they not putting so much emphasis on the other religions? Why the Muslim youth? Why the Muslim youth? I want to ask you a question, because the answer was given to me by a man who passed away, rahimahullah. Sheikh Muhammad al-Rashad. How many of you knew Sheikh Muhammad al-Rashad? Sheikh Muhammad al-Rashad. How many of you know Sheikh Muhammad from Canada? It's only one, maybe two people, rahmatullahi alayhi. This man, I'm just going to tell you how, subhanallah, this man was a chosen man by Allah, but I'm just going to give you a glimpse of his biography. This man, he was building a masjid in a city called Ottawa, just to give you a little bit. Muhammad al-Rashad, he was like this, subhanallah, to Saudi until he moved to Canada. He was a man of his word. So this man, I'll tell you how he died, and I'll tell you why the Western countries are concentrating on the Muslim youth over the Christian youth, over the Buddhist youth, over the other religions. Muhammad Rashad, he used to take, look at this man, he used to take Hajj group from Canada to Mecca. But the last year of his life, he was very busy raising funds for Masjid al-Salam in the city of Ottawa. So he was I think he was in Switzerland or Sweden somewhere, but he came late. By the time he came to Canada to apply for his Hajj visa, his group already departed. So the man, his companion is telling me this, Muhammad Rashad went to the embassy of Saudi Arabia and he said, I want a visa to Hajj, for Hajj. They said the visa time is expired. You cannot apply for that. The man said to the man who was dealing with him, if Allah wants me to go to Hajj, I will go to Hajj. If Allah wants me to come to Hajj, I will go to Hajj. Go ask the ambassador if he will give me a visa. So the man, he said, he took the visa, he took the passport, I'm sorry, he went to the ambassador and he said, he said, there's a crazy man sitting outside and he's saying, I don't care about the ambassador, I don't care about the government, Allah has invited me, I'm going to Hajj. So the ambassador, he said, give him the Hajj visa. At the moment, as soon as he came to Saudi, he got ill. The 8th day, he was in the hospital. I and Sheikh Mustafa Ismail, we were in Hajj, but we were in 2 different groups. But we knew that the Sheikh is also coming. So the Sheikh was hospitalized. He could not come. But the Sheikh said to his friends, Al-Hajj Arafah. He said, Hajj is the day of Arafah. Just let me go to Arafah and then you can bring me back and I can do fidya for the rest of the rituals. Subhanallah. They agreed. It's a long story, but I'm summarizing it. The moment that they brought him to Arafah, he passed away. As soon as he walked into Arafah, I'm in my bus, and Sheikh Mustafa calls me, Sheikh Mustafa Harun, and she says, do you know what happened? I said, no. He said, do you know Sheikh Muhammad Rashad passed away? I said, where? He said, with us today in Arafah. So this man, inshallah, narju lahu min Allah, an hadha lahu husn khatim. So I asked him, I say, why the Western society are so eager to infiltrate our youth and confuse them about their religion? He said the man, and by the way, he did his PhD in a university called McGill University in Montreal. So he said the man who was dealing with my PhD was a Jew. And this Jew, he used to give me hard time. And he said one of those days I sat with him, I said to him, why are you always on my case? Why are you always against Islam and Muslims? Why don't you go to the Christians? Why don't you go to the others? And he said, the professor, the Jew, the head of the religious department, he said, Christianity. We are done with that. We finished with them a long time ago. The only religion that can outstand, this is not a Muslim saying, this is not me saying, this is not Muhammad Rashad. The Jew professor said the only religion that can outstand all this confusion is Islam. And unless we destroy Islam, we will never succeed. And we have to destroy Islam through it. So today, I want to talk to you about the confusion that comes from a simple source that you're not aware of. This simple source is your little phone. You think this phone does not affect you. A lot of simple Muslim youth, they assume this phone is just for social media purposes. I have games, but they don't realize this is the tool that they use to infiltrate the Muslim youth's faith. That's the truth. A little message that they drop, a question that they ask, and I will ask you some of the questions that I will actually present some of the questions that they ask. It stays in the back of your head, and the next thing that you know, you have doubt. I want to ask a question. So Albany the way, be serious, be sincere. How many of you, Garanaya, know someone who's confused about their deen? Raise your hand. Not necessarily you, but do you know anybody who's confused about their deen in the city of Mombasa? Raise your hand. Don't be shy. 1, 2, 3, 4. You think, see, the problem with our ummah is we keep it until it rottens inside of us. Do you know in my office in the city of Nairobi, how many Somali kids, how many Somali kids, youth, that I gave them shahada in Nairobi? Do you know how many of them come to my office confused about the basics of Islam? Do you know how many of them we meet daily basis that they don't know if Islam is the right religion or not? And it is all through a simple, very well designed, orchestrated messages that has been sent to you through TikTok, through Instagram, through, for those who use these social media outlets. What I want to tell you today, a few things. First, your religion is the only religion, is the only deen can outstand all the challenges. Scientific proofs, there. Historical proofs are there. The only religion, marka wuxuu yidhi, afar baan qabaa inaan shaneeyaa baan doonaya. War kadab way afar meel kugu filayn. Shanta xagaad geynaysaa.